One of the things that we really liked about this property that we bought was that the front and back of the yards, front and backyard were fenced in for Badger. That way he has a lot of room to run and play. The front and the back are all completely closed in with just your garden variety type of chain link fencing. You can see this is I'm looking towards the front yard right now, and you can see it goes all the way in the front. We have, oh looky here, he heard me talking about him. We have the fencing, we have the solar gate on the front. That way, whenever we leave, we can close the gate and he won't be able to get out. And then here, this is where the chicken run will be. This is an oddity right here. This is a privacy fence. Here's our neighbor's house there. But behind this wooden privacy fence is another chain link fence. And then because he and the previous owners disagreed on the fence, he has what I call a goat fence on the other side. So actually what you're looking at here, there's three fences there. Like I said, the wooden fence, and then that spans about an 8-foot wide gap, and then you hit a chain link fence, and then about a foot after that or so you run into a goat fence. And so this is the backyard here, and this has the chain link fence with these posts, these wooden posts. And then if you can see beyond that, there's chain link fence. And so we call this the middle ground. This is where our garden is. And this is where the previous owners had horses. And this was set up for them, for their horses. And so anywhere you see fencing, there's going to be these things. They're called high tensile something or another. But these things here, so horses can't, they won't cut themselves. It's covered in plastic, so they won't. Apparently they like to rub and scratch on anything. Well, but it's also real strong, so they can't break through this. But here's, the high tensile strength fencing, and then we have chain link fence. And so we call this the middle ground. As you can see over here, there's that high tensile strength wire, and then right behind there is more of the goat fencing, or field fencing, whatever you want to call it. I just call it goat fencing. But so we have two fences here as well. So we have the tensile, and then that's why this is always just so grown up and poorly looking, is because of the two fences there. You have to get in there between the two fences to clean it out, and it's just not fun. So it just grows up. And then here, like I said, the middle ground. This is not secure for Badger, so we have to watch him when he gets outside the back and we're working in the garden or what have you, because the fence is actually above the ground such that he can just duck under and run. And also here where we have, this is a loafing barn here, again for horses, but there's just a gate that he can just walk through, and then there's more gates over here. So I'm going to take a walk into the back, and I'll kind of show you some more stuff on what's going to be happening here. So here we are in what we call the middle ground, and this separates the backyard, front yard, and this little area here. We have a gate that has a mesh to it, and he can't get through or under that, and so he's contained, and we like that. And then what you see here, from here all throughout the rest of our property, which is roughly another 2.5 acres or a little better than that, is just open. So he has, like I said, he has to be watched when he's back here. Badger is a sweet dog, but he does like to go on adventures, and we're just not real comfortable with him running and playing. Especially there's a pond that's in the very back, way back in the corner, that's not ours, and he likes to go swimming. And there's gigantic alligator turtles that live in that pond. It's not really a fishing pond, it's just a pond. Hey, hey, back here, back here. See, he likes to go on adventures, but he's gonna be staying with me here. All right, good boy. And then here, like I was showing, this is just these are gates that you can put together, and they will keep a horse in, but not him. So he can go right through that. This is the loafing barn. And then what you'll see so strange here, you've got these gates here, which, like I said, works good for horses, but not for our little dog. So the gate is tall here, and the fence connects up to this, but you can see there's this huge gap underneath as well that he easily just crawl under. And then in the back here, I'll show you. I don't know if you can see this real well, but basically it's just that high tensile wire is all that's in this whole back pasture. So, and that's what we call this. This is just the back pasture. So we have the front yard, backyard, the middle ground, and the pasture. And so there's absolutely nothing to keep anything but horses in or out of this area. So the plans are going to be that we are going to hire a guy. He's a young guy that has his own company and is willing to give us a very good price on taking our existing chain link fence and moving it. So we have this span here. Our property is roughly 300 foot wide and 1,000 foot deep. So it's like just a grotesquely gigantic football field, being that it's rectangular in shape like that. So 300 foot wide and 1,000 foot deep. Well, this here, this chain link fence almost runs the width, but not quite. But then we have the garden. This is the middle ground where I'm at. We have the garden, and it's all chain link fence to keep him in, plus the gate I showed you. And then behind, like I was saying, behind this chicken run that's probably, I'm guessing 300, 400 foot long, there's more chain link fence. And so I don't want to just throw that stuff away, and I could put up goat fencing, excuse me, but just why not just use what we have? So called this guy, talked to him. We actually ran into him at a feed store, and he just came out today, and he's going to work us up a bid, but he kind of hinted around that it was going to be very, very affordable, because he's young, he's starting up his own business, and he basically he wants to work. So so here's what's going to happen. The middle ground will disappear. It will just become more of the backyard, and the pasture will be backyard. And so the entire property will be somewhat fenced. There will be a period where it's not, which means basically that we'll have to watch badger real close until we can finish this. But what he's going to do is he's going to take all this fence, all this just common galvanized regular chain link fencing, that's what I was looking for, chain link fencing, and move it from here behind the chicken run, from here where the middle ground starts on one side, and from here where it meets up here. And he's going to run it from the beginning of the middle ground here, just so that it matches, because all of the entire front and backyard is chain link fence, and he's going to run it for the rest of the entire property all the way to the corner where the trees are. And then we've already measured it, and we have enough fence to run the entire side here. So that'll be the side here, and then we're going to put up the goat fence on the back, just because it's so much cheaper, and it won't matter as far as looks. We want to keep it consistent with the chain link fence over on the property on this side, so that it matches the front, and because we have the fence, and because we have somebody willing to move it for us. And then on the other side here, we will run goat fencing throughout this entire side that only needs to go, only from here all the way down to that corner. And we're also going to get him to quote us on doing that for us, just because it's a very big project. It requires more than 2 people, and that would just be a great help. And so if we can get it all done by him, we will do that. Of course, if we can afford it, and if the price is such that we can make that happen. So we're hoping that this will all be fenced, and he said he's booked out for a month. So it's not something that's going to happen real fast. But when considering that this was a project that I was going to do myself, it was going to take me months getting the fence down. It's put together very well, and it's attached with these staples, and they're in this old wood, and you can see they're very large staples, and they don't come out very easily. And then I don't know if you've ever tried to move chain link fence, but it's a nightmare. So I'm glad that we found somebody that was willing to do it. We had another guy come out here, and he wanted to, he didn't want to mess with the existing fence. He said that was pretty much our problem, that it would be cheaper for him just to run new fencing, and then we would have, probably 8 sections of fence. It was just something we didn't want to do, and luckily we found this guy that was eager to move existing fence. So that's the project that we have going on here. We will be finalizing the plans with this young man to do the work. We'll be able to sit down and figure out what we can and can't afford as far as how much of this will be done by him and how much will be done by me. And this will drastically change the looks of this property, so that there's not 3 complete different sections to this property. It'd be just one fluid section of property. And then Badger will have over 5 acres of land to roam, and we're excited about that. We think an awful lot about our dog, and we love him a lot, and he likes to, like I said, he likes to have little adventures, and this will just give him more space to have his little adventures. And there's a lot of positives for us as well. So we can expand our garden. It just gives us a lot more versatility than to have like 3 different yards. Anyway, that's the video for now. I'll do another video when the work either begins or is completed, and just to show you how it's different, what we ended up doing in total, and or you'll be seeing videos of me putting in fencing. So that's where we're at, and that's the plan. So thanks for watching.